Om Vakradunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhetamastu Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Do you see the Vaisheshika file?
Ji.
Yes, okay.
Yes, Ji.
Vaisheshika Darshana. Just going to read and explain what it is. That see, in that, if you see this material, this textbook is given systematically. If you see who is the author, what is the Mula Grantha, and what are the further Granthas, and who are the authors, the tradition is talked about. Then, as I told, if you remember, the Darshana should cover the 6 important topics. So, the Darshanika, the propounder of the Darshana, should talk about 6 topics. What are those 6 topics? You remember?
Yes, Ji. Nyaya Vaisheshika.
No. A Darshana, otherwise a Darshanika, should talk about 6 topics. The Darshana must cover 6 topics. What are they?
Ji.
Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara. No.
Ishvara. Yes, Ji.
Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara. Then Bandha Moksha, Sadhanani. Bandha Moksha, Sadhanani. You have to understand the question first. What's the problem understanding the question? What are the 6 things a Darshanika must talk about in this Darshanam? Then only it is a Darshanam. Okay. What is Jiva? Yes, what is Jagat? I must talk about. What is Bandha and what is Moksha and what is the Sadhanam for Moksha? Because the concept of Moksha itself differs in some of the Darshana. For the Christians, for them, heaven is there. Even Purva Mimamsa also got that concept of Moksha, going to Swarga Loka. So that becomes their concept, Moksha. Moksha means that. So what is the concept of Moksha? Moksha, is it a place to be reached like Vaikuntha, Kailasa? Or Moksha is just the removal of Ajnanam and Jnanam. By that you enjoy the freedom here and now. Is that Moksha? So these are the different perspective of the understanding and the Darshanika gives. Anyway, now Vaisheshika Darshana we will see. Nyaya Darshana founded by whom? Akshapada, otherwise called Gautama. Now Vaisheshika Darshana was founded by Kanada. The Rishi is Kanada Rishi. Who is a propounder of Vaisheshika Darshana? If it is asked, we have to write Kanada. Not Canada or Canada. Kanada. Otherwise called?
Kanada.
Uluka.
Not
Uluka. Uluka. Ukara is Dirgha. And that is why the Darshanam is called Kanada Darshana. Otherwise called Aulukya Darshanam. Because the propounder is Kanada
Uluka.
Or Uluka. Therefore, Darshanam is called Kanada. The Tadita word. Kanada. Kanada is Tadita word. Aulukya. Dasharathasya putraha Dasharatihi. Smitrayaha putraha Lakshmanaha Saumitrihi. Similarly, This Kanada is the propounder of this darshana. Therefore, this darshanam is called Kanada darshanam. Okay. So,
Astu ji.
Sanskritam, if you write Kanada, the first letter will get vriddhi. Ka will become Ka, Kanada. Only Uluka is a U. What is the vriddhi letter of U? Au.
Au.
So, Aulukya darshana.
Aulukya darshana.
Yes. Sanskrit, you can write it. Kanada seems to be a nickname of Uluka, since he had led the life of an ascetic. So it's called Uluka. And why is called Kanada? Because Kana means rice grains. Kana. He used to live on kanas or grains gleaned from agricultural fields. Kana, Ada is what is Ada? Ada Bakshane, to eat. So Kanan Adati, Ati, not Adati, Ati. Iti Kanada, the one who eats grain. So he survived on grains. This grains, Atadatu, Ati, Ataha, Adanti. So it is second Kanadatu, Ati, Ataha, Adati. So the one who survives on grains, who eats grains, is called Kanada. Okay.
Kanada.
Now, first, this is how it would be. First is the name of the propounder. And then propounder may have other name also. That also it is given. So here, Kanada or Uluka. You can remember this. Then the text, what is the basic text? Vaisheshika Sutras. Like we have Nyaya Sutras, we have Vaisheshika Sutra. Sutra Lakshanani, you know that. So, their view are presented in the form of Sutra, written by whom? Kanada. And just to know this much about the Sutra, how many chapters, how many sections, how many sutras, like in Nyaya Darshana. Nyaya Darshana, there are about 500, some odd sutras are there. So Vaisheshika Sutra divided into 10 adhyayas, 10 books, 10 chapters, you can call. And each chapter containing 2 Annikas. Annika means sections. So 10 books divided into 2 Annikas. So 20 sections are there. So totally it has got 374 sutras. The earliest exposition of this work seems to be the Padartha Dharma Sangraha of Prashasthapada. The earliest exposition. That is the one which is famous and known, or the former one is, the previous one is Padartha Dharma Sangraha, written by Prashasthapada. It is the book on, text on this Nyaya, this Vaisheshika Sutra, Padartha Dharma Sangraha by Prashasthapada. Though known as Bhashyam, it is not a regular sutra by sutra commentary on the original work. So Padartha Dharma Sangraha is a commentary. Earliest exposition means this Prashasthapada explained on the Nyaya Sutras of the Kanada Rishi, but it is, though it is called by Bhashyam, Bhashya means what? Commentary. Bhashya meaning commentary. So, I'll show you if I have something. This Bhashya, Vyakyanam, all these are technical terms. Anyway, Bhashya is commentary. That much you can know. That is enough. Like Shankaracharya Bhashyam, all these things are there. Let me little more I tell you about Bhashya. Okay. So, just so that you can know what it is, not from the examination point of view. Sutrartho varnyate yatra. Please chant. You can chant. Sutrartho varnyate yatra.
Sutrartho varnyate yatra.
Vakyai sutranukaribihi.
Vakyai sutranukaribihi.
Swapadani cha varnyante.
Swapadani cha varnyante.
Bhashyam bhashyavido viduhu.
भाष्यं भाष्यविदो विदुः
Sutrani kani iti vayam janimah. You know, right?
आम जी
Sutra lakshanani also we know.
आम जी
So, for the sutram cannot be understood by one's own. That's why Bhashyam is written on that. So therefore, Bhashyam is commentary on the sutra. That is why I asked the question: who is a commentator of Ashtadhyayi? Who is a commentator? Patanjali. He wrote Bhashyam. Bhashyam on the sutra work of Panini Maharishi. Therefore, only I said that's the right answer. Even Bhattoji Dikshita is a Patanjali Maharishi because his commentary covers all the aspects of being a Bhashyam. What are that? Sutrartha varnyate yatra. The meaning of the sutra is clearly presented by how, by vakya, by sentences, in keeping with the sutra. So the author, the commentator, writes the meaning of the sutras in keeping with the sutra in the form of a sentences. And also when he writes sentences, he explains each word of his own sentence. That also he explains. Padanicha varnyante. So Padanicha varnyante. That is called Bhashyam by Bhashya. Those who knows Bhashya, they call Sutrartha varnyate yatra Vakyehi Sutra Anukarivihi. In keeping with the sutra, sutras are explained in the form of a sentence, and the sentence are the sentences of the Bhashyakara, who writes Bhashyam, the commentary. And sentences will have many padams, words. So each word also, he writes what it is by uses this word. So Padanicha Varnyante. He describes each word of the sentence. That is called the Bhashya. Okay. So this is the meaning of, this is the definition of Bhashya. Yatha alpa akshar masandigdam iti sutra lakshanam. Similarly, Bhashyam also has this lakshanam. Therefore, now in the text Padartha Dharma Sangraha by Prashastapada, though it is known by the name Bhashya, but it is not a regular sutra by sutra commentary. This Bhashya, while restating the principles contained in the original sutras, develops them considerably. So it is not like the sutra by sutra commentary. So the author himself develops them while restating the principles contained, and he develops it further. This author Prashastapada. Then the Nyaya Kandavali of Sridhara, 991 AD. Then Vyomavati of Vyomashiva and Kiranavali of Udayana are the well-known commentaries of Prashastapada. So, Vaisheshika Sutra by Kanada, and it is commented by Prashastapada, and the commentary of Prashastapada commented by these people, Nyaya Kandavali of Sridhara, and that's a commentary on the commentary to the Vaisheshika Sutra. Then Vyomavati is another commentary to the commentary of this Padartha Dharma Sangraha of this Prashastapada. Then Kiranavali is of Udayana, another commentary to the commentary of Vaisheshika Sutra by Uluka. You understand? So three sub-commentaries are available. Commentary by Prashastapada. To that, these three people, that is Sridhara, Vyomashiva, Udayana, have written commentaries. So three commentaries are there. Okay. Right?
Amji.
Then Vallabhacharya's
Yes,
Nyaya Leelavati and Udayana's Lakshanavali are the two valuable compendiums on this system. So Nyaya Leelavati by Vallabhacharya and Lakshanavali of Udayana. Two important compendium. What is compendium? What is compendium? Compendium means it is a
compositions, Vaji.
it's a
I mean, book
it's a collection.
collection.
Compendium is a collection. Compendium. Two valuable collection on the system. Okay. The Vaisheshika system became closely associated with Nyaya system in course of time. That's why I said it's a pair. So much so that the later writers started dealing with them as if they were one system. So the writers, the authors, they treated that Nyaya, the Vaisheshika, as though one with Nyaya. Of this, mention must be made of Saptapadarthi of Shivaditya, 10th century AD, and Bhasha Pariksheda of Vishwanatha, with his own commentary, Siddhanta Muktavali. Bhasha Pariksheda, a commentary on Vaisheshika, that is Vishwanatha, and he himself had written commentary to it, Siddhanta Muktavali. Bhasha Pariksheda, the book is available. This English translation published by Ramakrishna Math, Bhasha Pariksheda. Yeah, those things are not, you don't have to read. I'm just saying the book is there. Okay, then Padarthas. Nyaya presented 16, and here Vaisheshika School of Philosophy recognizes seven Padarthas are categories of realities. Padartha means Padasya Artha, the category of realities. Padartha means Padasya Artha, what is denoted by a word, an object of knowledge. Simple. Padartha means Padasya Artha, Artha of the word, what is indicated by the word, and the word indicates an object. Therefore, Padartha means object of knowledge. Now, all such objects can be divided into two classes broadly. What are they? One is Bhava, other one is Abhava. Bhava means that which is Sat, present. Abhava is non-being. Bhava stands for all the positive and existent realities, whereas Abhava denotes all negative. Vaisheshika Sutra 1.1.4 says, first sutra, first adhyaya, first section, Annika. It's called Annika. Like in Ashtadevi, we call Pada, here it's called Annika. For 14 Sutra says, Bhava is all positive and existent reality. Abhava denotes all negative and non-existent realities. Non-being. So this is the general classification of objects. Now, Sapta Padartha you can see, 7 categories. Dravya. Dravya means substance. It has got weight. So all the Dravya, the substance. Guna, the quality. Karma, action. Samanya, generality. Vishesha, particularity. Samanya, Vishesha. So every object will have Samanya and Vishesha. That we will see with the example later comes. Samavaya, the relation of inherence. And Abhava, non-existence. So these are the Sapta Padartha. So now we will see one by one. Little elaborate, not much. Okay. Dravya is a substance in which a guna and karma can exist. It is a substratum for both. So Dravya means a substance. So a substance. Substance means something which is substantiate, which is available for your perception. So that has got quality. Like suppose we take water. Water has got a guna. And action can exist. Karma can exist. Dravya. There are 9 kinds of dravyas. I said water, that is also one. 4 elements, earth, water, light, and air, that is Prithvi, Jala, Tejas, and Vayu, 4. Akasha, so Pancha. Kala, time is also dravya. According to them, time also substance only. Dit, space also. That is also dravya. Atma, Atma also dravya. And Manas, the mind also dravya. All these are eternal. They are existing since when? Since long. It is ever existing, eternal. So 9 dravyas are there. So dravya. So you have to write how many dravyas. Then you have to write Prithvi, Jala, Tejas, Vayu, Akasha, Kala, Tik, Atma, and Manas. 9 dravyas. In which only the quality and karma exist. So dravya is the substratum. It is a adhara. Adhara for both quality and action. If you take a flower, You take a flower, a lily, blue lily. The blueness is a quality. So where does the quality lie? It is in the flower. The flower is a dravya. So that guna, that smell, gandha is a quality, and for which the adhara is a flower. So that is dravya. Now, the four elements which exist in the form of parama anus. Anu, anu means atoms. Paramanu is atoms. Smallest atom is atoms. Before creation, what are the four? Akasha, Kala, Dik, and Atma. They're all pervading, whereas Manas is Anu, atomic in size, smallest. Anu. So the word Anu is not only for English, it is there in Hindi, never this also. Anu. So Paramanu. Then Akasha, okay. Then Vaisheshika system accept two kinds of souls. Atma, Jivatma and Paramatma. Paramatma also called Ishvara, Maheshwara, whatever it is. The former one, that is of the infinite number, whereas Paramatma is only one. So Jivatmas are many, Paramatma is one. This is their concept of Atma. So they accept two, Jivatma, Paramatma. Guna or quality is always dependent on Dravya or substance for its existence and manifestation. That we saw. Guna doesn't exist on its own. It has its dependency on the Dravya. It belongs to Dravya, but never to another Guna. A Guna cannot reside on another Guna. The blueness of the lily lies on the flower only. It doesn't lie on something, another Guna. So, how many Gunas are there? Like Dravyas we saw. How many Dravyas? 9 Dravyas, right? Similarly,
Yes, Ji.
so among this one Padartha, Dravya is one Padartha. It has got 9. Similarly, Gunas are of 24. Vaisheshika system enumerates 24 Gunas. What are they? Some of them are 5 qualities of the 5 sense organs. What are the sense organs? Shrotra, Tvaka, Chakshuhu, Rasa, Grana. Right?
Yes, Ji.
Shrotra in the ears, nose, tongue, then skin, and
Iksha.
tongue
Chakshuru.
and tongue, right? Ears, nose, tongue, chakshu, eyes, and the skin. Pancha Indriyani, Jnana Indriyani. Some of them are given here, gunas, 5 qualities of here, Indriyani, and 5 qualities of the Indriyani. Okay. What are the 5 qualities? Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Sound, smell, taste, touch, those qualities. Sound, touch, taste, smell, and form. And Parimana. Parimana is the magnitude. Sanyoga. Sanyoga means conjunction. Buddhi, cognition. Sukha and Dukkha. Then Icha and Dvesha. Samskara. Dharma and Adharma. These are some of the gunas. These are some of the gunas of the gunas. This enumeration limiting the gunas to 24 has been done from the standpoint of the impossibility to further division. So divided the guna into the 24, and it cannot be further divided. That's why 24. Dravya 9, guna 24, and karma. Karma meaning action, a physical movement. It also belongs to a substance, and it is dynamic in nature. 5 kinds of action like utkshepana, throwing upward, or akunchana, contraction, have been listed. They can be perceived by the senses of sight and touch. So 5 kinds of action: throwing upward, akunchana, and we have 5 karmendriyas, karmendriyani. Therefore, 5 kinds of action. Like we have hasta, payu, upasta, the 5 organs of action. So they can be perceived by the senses of sight and touch. Then manas, mind. Mind also has got movement, but it is not perceived as it is perceived the case of external objects, mind is not external, therefore its movement cannot be perceived externally, but it can be inferred. It has got movement. Then Samanya, generality. Samanya or generality is the essence in a class and can be called the universal. These universals are eternal and inherent in the individuals. For example, Gotva. What is Gotva? The quality of being a cow, cowness. In Sanskritam, Tva is a Tasya Bhavaha Talo. Sutra is a Tva referring to that which is a quality that a thing has. Gotva. Like Gatatvam, Patutvam, that which has the quality of being a gata, a pot. It's called gatatvam. A gata has got potness. Minus potness, gata cannot be there. If you break the pot, there is no more pot. Potness not there. Only it has become particles. It become broken one. It has become clay. Otherwise, clayness is there. Potness gone. It has become clay. Now only clayness is there. So, tva means ness. Tasya bhavaha. Its nature of being what it is. Cowness. A cow is called a cow. Why? Because it has got cowness. A manushya, see, a manushya while living is called manushyatvam. If it is dead, why? What is called? Shariram, right? It's just a body. We don't call
Yes,
the sharira as a body.
One.
Only when it's active, when he's alive, then he has got manushyatvam, the status of being a man. When is dead, it is only sharira only. What is manushyatvam? We don't call the person as a man. It's just a sharira, body.
Yes, Ji.
So Gotva and Gatatva are present in each individual cow and jar respectively. I get an example of Gatatva. That Gatatva means jarness, potness. Okay, potness. So where will be the potness? Can you find the potness in a flower?
No.
Can you find the potness in a tree? No. A pot only has got potness. Similarly, a cow only has got cowness. Cowness will not be in a tree, or cowness will not be in a table. So that because of which it has that status, that is a ness. So they are present in each individual cow and jar respectively. Here example is giving Gotva, Gatatva. Now the death of the cow or the breaking of the jar do not destroy the samanya that was in them. Now the cow has gone, jar also broken. Now Gotvam gone, Gatatvam gone. But something is there, right? Something is always is.
Yes, Ji.
That cannot be destroyed, and that is called samanya. That which is there, that cannot be destroyed. That which provides the adhara, that is the adhara for him to exist. You can destroy the cow, Gautam gone. You can destroy the jar, Gadatam gone. But you cannot destroy the Samanya. Samanya, the English translation is generality. That is that which is Nitya, that alone gives existence to all this thing, that cannot be destroyed. That is why this Samanya are Nitya and they in error in the individuals. Individuals means Atma. Vishesha goes away. Vishesha comes and goes. Vishesha or particularity is a direct opposite of Samanya. It is a unique individuality of the eternal substances. It is a unique individuality. So, for instance, one Paramanu or atom of Earth is distinct from another Paramanu also of Earth. So every Paramanu is different. There is something in this atom which makes them different from one another. That is Vishesha. They are atom, that is Samanya, but they are different from one another. That is Vishesha. Okay.
Yes,
All
Ji.
are cows only, but there is a difference between the cows. That is Vishesha. All are called human beings, but there is a difference between them. So Samanya, Vishesha, it is generality, particularity. Samavaya, only just much is enough, not more in detail. Okay. Then Samavaya or inherence seems to be a special concept contributed by the Vaisheshika philosophy. Samavaya means inherence. What is that? Some yoga or conjunction between two objects can be brought about at will. So also viyoga, disjunction. This relation between two objects is temporary, but the Samavaya relationship is inherent in the substances. Hence, they are called Ayuta Siddha or related without conjunction. It is Nitya and permanent. The relation by which a whole is in parts. Example, the cloth and its threads. A quality like redness in red object like red rose. A movement in a moving object like a moving ball is Samavaya or inherence. The terms related by Samavaya are not reversible. So Samavaya is Nitya, it is permanent. Samavaya between objects can be brought about at will, but and so also Viyoga. So you can bring about Samavaya between two objects, and the relationship between two objects is temporary, but the Samavaya, which is inherent in the substance, is always permanent. Now you see for the example, the red color of the red rose is what? The red color of the red rose is redness. It is Samavaya, the quality which is inherent in the red rose. Without that, it is not called a red rose. Similarly, the cloth in its threads. The thread is there, it is made of thread. You buy a cloth are of different materials. If it is made of thread, so the thread is the thread is the relation by which a whole is in parts. What is cloth? Cloth is nothing. Cloth will have the property of the thread only. Whatever may be the property of the thread, that will be the property of the entire cloth. The cloth is nothing but the collection of threads only. The warp and woof. Okay. So therefore, Samavaya is the relation by which a whole is present in its parts. What is there in the whole? It is present in its parts. Like the cloth is in the threads. The quality like redness in the red object, like a red rose. So redness is present in the redness is a part. Redness is a part which is present in the whole, the red object. Similarly, a movement, an action is there. Where is the action? The action is in the moving object. Example, a ball. Right? We can call it a moving ball only when that should be a ball. Otherwise, how it can move. So, from the Kriya standpoint, from the action standpoint, the movement is associated with the ball. The ball is a Samavaya. Similarly, these are the inherent. So what is in the part? It is inherited in the total. What is in the part? It is inherited in the total. So that is Samavaya. Samavaya seems to be a special concept. Samavaya means it's inherent in Ayuta Siddha. Okay. It is Nitya or permanent. The relation by which a whole is in parts. The whole is whole is a complete thing. It is made of parts. So what is in the parts only makes a whole. So what is inherent in the parts is inherent in the whole. That is Samavaya. Now, Samavaya is one of the Padartha. Then Abhava, the non-existence. It is only category, negative type category. It is also considered as a reality. When we look at the sky system, we recognize the non-existence of the sun. Even as we notice the existence of the moons and stars, broadly speaking, abhava is of two types. Samsarga abhava, anyonya abhava. So this abhava concept also is something special here. Abhava. In Vedanta, we don't talk about abhava anyway, but here abhava, that for them, abhava non-existence also a reality. So non-existence of the sun in the night, because you see the moon and star, therefore sun is non-existent. So example is giving what is non-existent. The absence of a thing. The absence of a thing at a particular place at a particular time. That is why he's giving example of non-existence of the sun in the night. So you see the sky, sun not there, above are non-existent. How do you know it's non-existent? You are recognizing the existence of moon and stars, but not the sun. So the abhava is of two types, samsarga and anyonya. Anyonya abhava and samsarga abhava. Samsarga abhava, the former is the absence of something in something else. As a non-existence of jar on a table. Jar, non-existence of a jar on a table. This is samsarga. Samsarga means connection, association. Now, if I ask you where is a jar, you will tell it is on the table. So, jar is one substance, table is another. Now, between them, there is a samsarga relationship, a connection. Where does the jar lie? The pot lie. The pot is on the table. Now, the table is not there. Now the pot is not there. So, therefore, abhava, non-existence of the jar. Where you will ask? Where? On the table, on the floor, in the kitchen. So non-existence of a jar on the table. In the latter case, it simply means anyonya bhava. Simply means one thing is not another thing, as a horse not being present in a buffalo. Anyonya bhava. One thing is not another thing. Horse is not buffalo. Buffalo is not horse. So therefore, there is no samsarga bhava. There is no anyonya bhava. Abhava, when you say samsarga abhava, you can talk about only when there is a connection between the two. If you keep the pot on the table, you used to keep pot on the table, one day it is not there, therefore non-existence of the pot on the table. You look for the pot, it is not. So relation between the two things, absence of something. Here in anyonya abhava is one thing is not another thing at all, completely not. Horse not being present in a buffalo. Whereas jar is present in the table. How? In the form of connection. Jar is on the table. Therefore, there is a association between two things, a connection between the two things. It can be placed on the table. That is, if you don't perceive a jar not there, then it is abhava. So, we are talking about abhava. First understand abhava, non-existence. That is also a reality. For Nyaya Darshana, it is also a reality. Why should we talk about abhava? Because for them it is a reality. And two types of abhava, samsarga, anyonya. Samsarga also, three types are there. Samsarga abhava also of three types. Prag abhava means before not there, antecedent non-existence. Pradvamsa abhava or dvamsa abhava, after the destruction of that, it is not there. Atyanta abhava means completely non-existence. Now, a pot is made. Before the creation of pot, was the pot there? No. Before the creation of the pot was not there. That is pragabhava. Now the pot is created, you destroyed the pot. Now there is no pot. Now they have destroyed the pot, it has become clay, back to clay. That is pradvamsabhava, non-existence after destruction. The first one is non-existence before creation. Second one, non-existence after destruction. Third one is completely non-existent. Atyanta bhava. Like what? Like if I give an example, Vandya Putraha, the son of a barren woman. The son of a barren woman. Does he exist? Does he? He doesn't exist at all. Or the mirage water. The mirage, what you see? It's a water. It looks like a water, but it is cannot quench your thirst. So, Atyanta, water abhava. So, non-existence of the house in the bricks before it is built, the example of Pragabhava. He's giving another example. I gave simple example, pot and clay. He's saying the non-existence of the house in the bricks. Where is the house in the bricks? Only when the bricks are arranged, then only house comes. So house not there before the arrangement of the bricks. That is Pragabhava. And non-existence of an earthen jar, the broken pieces. After the jar is broken, gata is broken. Now there is no gata. It is Pradvamsa Abhava, Advamsa Abhava. Then absence of color or shape in air is an example for Atyanta Bhava. What is the color of Vayu or what is the smell? What is the shape? Not smell. No? Vayu can have, Vayu also doesn't have smell. Smell is only from the earth only. Anyway, but what is Drishyam? That is only said here. Vayu doesn't have any color, doesn't have any shape. That is absent, completely absent. Atyanta Abhava. Then the God and the world. I think this we will stop here. We'll see next class. Understand up to here?
Yes, Ji.
So, as it is simple, you don't need not understand, need not delve with very elaborate. This much is enough. 7 padarthas, and here, this Abhava is one of the important one. The Samsarga Abhava also. In Vedanta and all, it is discussed. Raga Abhava, Pradhamsa Abhava, Atyant Abhava, iti. Samsarga Abhava, Anyonya Abhava. Anyonya Abhava means mutually not present. Or not present in a buffalo. Maybe you should discuss about Abhava, non-existence, because it is also one of the reality. One of the reality. So we'll continue tomorrow. Okay.
Astu Ji.
As I told, we cannot discuss in detail. We also don't know. I also have to read it a bit, but it's not required by that much. Whatever is there, that is sufficient for the examination. Okay.
Astu Ji.
Then the concept of Jagat and Ishvara is going to come. We'll see. Tomorrow we'll see. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Dhanyavadaha.
Dhanyawadaha.